Here today as Church and Clergy Association of Kenya, and this is the Mombasa chapter, Mombasa County, and we are talking about issues that are affecting the church and the nation at this moment. And one of the things that are affecting the nation right now, as you may know, it is about what is going on at Shakahola. We want to repeat that we don't agree with what happened at Shakahola. That was wrong. We condemn those actions. People didn't have to lose life. And it is time maybe the government needs to up their game, because you cannot blame that on the church. That was a security lapse. The government needed to have known that something is happening in Shakahola. So that is not a mistake from the church side, because we are not security organs. And having said that, the government came up with a task force that is going around collecting views on regards on how best to regulate the church. It is important to know that the church is already regulated in Kenya. That is why when we are registering churches, we submit some documents, including the constitution. That is regulation, that we are already regulated. And as we have always said, what is missing is self-regulation. If they are able to give us self-regulation, we will be able to handle these issues. It is very difficult for the government to think that they will be able to know false prophets and understand them and eliminate them from the society. But if we have self-regulation, we assure the government no rogue pastor, no false prophet will have to operate in Kenya, because we will not allow them. And some of them, we know them, but we don't have the powers to check on them. So we want the government to give us self-regulation so that we are able to check on them and stop them or correct them from what they are doing, so that next time we don't see the government harassing the entire church. We also want to talk to the county government of Mombasa. The county government of Mombasa is harassing the church in terms of doing crusades. When pastors are doing crusades, they harass them, they ask for NEMA permits and all that. That is fine. But then we are asking, when we get the NEMA permit, it is not noise. When we don't have the permit, the county government says we are making noise. So is it money they are looking for from the church, or is it about noise? It beats logic. It is very clear they just want to harass the church. The church is complementing every government, be it county or national government, what they are doing. So they should partner with the church to work so that we can see that our nation is a good place to stay. The best thing the county government should do is that we are not making noise. They have to differentiate worship from making noise. Have you seen any church making noise? We do worship. We do pray and serve God. Does it mean the county government is against prayers? Is against people who are worshiping? That is how it is looking like. They should stop regulating church on everything. They want to close the mouth of the church. They should tell us whether they don't want to hear the gospel anymore. The county government should understand that power is very temporal. They can only oppress us because they have power. But they will meet us in 2027. And we would want to have leaders who will respect the church and who will give us the space to do what we are doing. And we are insisting on self-regulation. The government should understand that we want self-regulation. And what happened in Shakahola would never have happened. It should never happen. And if the government continues to insist that they can regulate the church, they will never stop these people, because they don't even understand scripture. Some of these people are fulfilling scriptures. We are not saying it is the right thing to do, but these people will always be there. Until Jesus Christ comes, they will always be there. But if we self-regulate, we'll be able to stop them, and we will be able to clear and clean this field so that we don't have rogue leaders. People who are attempting suicide, or those even are committing suicides, that is why we are saying the church is partnering with the government in so many issues. I can tell you for free, the government cannot handle that. Those are people who need counsel, people who need prayers, people who need somebody to talk to. And that so many of them have changed their minds from their churches. Some people come to church and say, Bishop, Pastor, where I am at now, I feel there is no point of me continuing living. And we have talked to so many of them, and they have changed their mind, and they are living today, and they have a life, and they would not have lived if the church was not there. In fact, if the government needs to know that the church is important, they need to look at the times of COVID. They closed the church. We had early pregnancies. Children going to school got pregnant. Why? They were not close to spiritual leaders to talk to them. That is a good example. And suicides, and those people who committed suicides at that time during COVID, there were so many because they felt that life has come to a standstill for them because there was no church. So please, if you are there, we know the times are tough. Please find somebody to talk to. If you're going through something, find something to talk to. Go to any church you find close to you. Enter in, ask for the pastor and talk to them. And maybe they just talk to you and you'll feel that you're okay.
Naitwa Reverend Salome, ni mhubiri katika kanisa ya Liberation Mikindani. Sisi kama wamama ambao ni wachungaji pia, tumejiunga pamoja na chama hiki cha CCAK, na maono yetu ni ya kwamba kanisa liweze kupewa nafasi vile ambavyo limeweza kupewa nafasi katika nchi yetu ya Kenya ili likapate kuendelea. Tunajua ya kwamba kuna changamoto nyingi ambazo zimeinuka haswa upande huu wetu wa pwani kwa sababu ya yale ambayo yaliweza kutokea. Lakini hayo hayawezi kunyamazisha kanisa kuendelea mbele. Tunajua kwamba walioathirika sana hata upande wa Shakahola walikuwa ni kina mama na watoto. Tunajua jambo hilo na sisi inatuumiza sana kwa sababu mama na mtoto ni mtu ambaye huwezi kumtenganisha. Na tunaona ya kwamba wamama wengi wamekuwa wakinaswa katika mambo ambayo ni ya uongo kwa sababu ya hali fulani tu ya matatizo ambayo kina mama wamekuwa wakipitia, pengine ya shida pamoja na watoto wao. Na hilo jambo sisi limetuhuzunisha sana na limetukosesha amani. Lakini tunaomba ya kwamba wamama wataweza kusimama, wataweza kuamka, wataweza kukataa mafundisho ambayo si ya ukweli, mafundisho ya upotofu ambayo yatawaletea shida kina mama pamoja na watoto. Kwa hivyo jambo hilo tumelikemea na tumelikataa, na tunaomba ya kwamba pia kila mhubiri na kila mchungaji atakayesimama wasiweze kuchukua wamama kama kinaso ama kama kuwanasa na kuwaingiza katika njia ambazo ni za upotofu. Kwa hivyo wamama pia tunaomba ya kwamba wajihadhari na mafundisho ambayo si ya sawa. Hata kama wanapitia shida za aina yoyote, wajihadhari na waweze kuchagua yule ambaye ni wasawa na yule ambaye si wasawa, wakatae na waweze kusimama ili wapone pamoja na watoto wao.